That's enough. All right. What's going on, peeps? Back with another episode of the Black Hole Podcast. I want to do a quick shout out before we introduce ourselves. I want to thank our new subs.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you. You know who I am. I'm Will. This is my brother, Robbie, DJ Kid Solo. I think we're going to get right into it, right?
Yeah, once again, we want to thank the subs. Thank you guys for watching our last episode. We got a lot of great feedback, and we appreciate you guys just taking the time. It was kind of a long one. We split it into two episodes. If you didn't watch that, we'll link it down underneath in the description. So click on that and watch that one. We want to talk about some of the feedback we did get. And one of the ones that we actually didn't expect to get feedback on, we got feedback on, and that was the idea of us saying that women shouldn't work when they're in a relationship. And I think that kind of went over people's heads. That wasn't the intention. I don't think that anyone shouldn't just not work, especially in this economy. But we figured that seeing as our responsibility as providers is to bring certain provisions to the relationship, that, you know, a woman bringing a job to the table isn't part of a requirement for a man to be in a real relationship with a woman. So I think that was the big one.
Yeah.
If anything that drives our partner, they should chase. I genuinely believe that. So
yeah, that's 100%. I feel the same way.
But it shouldn't be a requirement to a woman's worth.
No. We look at relationships and women a lot different than you women look at yourselves. With us, like, you know, I'm piggybacking on what Robbie said. There's so much more than money in a relationship. There's so much more than, you know, your fancy purses and your cars and what you have. You know, our biggest thing is what you bring to the table in terms of, you know, the respect, the loyalty, the love. That's what we look for in relationships. You know, me and my brother, we were talking about right before we got on air, we were talking about how, and I hate to say this, women want to level up when it comes to finding a man, right?
Yeah, talk about that.
Yep. When it comes to being with somebody, where men, we don't look at it as, how can I say this, Robert, without being an asshole? You say it without, yeah.
It comes down to when women look for, and I don't want to speak on women because, once again, we don't have a woman on the panel today. We're looking. So if anybody wants to kind of come in here, chime in, do an episode with us, we will love to have special guests anytime we shoot. But this one, we kind of like it was too short notice, so we couldn't really do that. But when it comes to women, a lot of times they want a man who either makes the same amount of money as them or makes more. It's never below that. It's part of the requirement as us as men to be able to be financially stable enough to provide financial stability. We understand that. There's no question.
We
understand. We get taught that very early.
Yep.
So the thing is, once we get to a point where
I think what Robbie is trying to say, and it makes it won't make sense to you guys, but it kind of makes sense to us, where, yes, you guys look for those requirements. You know what I mean? A lot of women would say, no, that's not a big requirement for us. You know, we want this, that, and the third. And I have a list, and I'm going to bring it up in a few. But at the end of the day, that list is just bullshit. You guys are looking for stability. You're looking for a man to provide, and we get that part. What Robbie is trying to say is, when it comes to us with women, you know, if you do have kids, yes, we want to make sure you are motherly. That's 100%. All right? If we see that you are not motherly with your children, we don't have time for you. That's 100%. And I don't care if that hits hard to some women, and it might be, oh, that's messed up. How dare they say that? But it's the facts. You know what I mean? Me and Robbie come from single parent households. You know, my mother took care of us. You know, there was no father in the mix. So, you know, we were taken care of by one parent that was servicing 5 children. You know, so at the end of the day, We want to make sure if you have children, you're going to be motherly. That's it. That's one requirement if you have children. The other requirement is, are you going, if you're in a relationship and your friends, right, the single ones, come out and go, hey, girl, let's go do this, and it's like a every weekend thing, why do I need you out there in the streets every weekend? I would like to have my time with you. You want to go out? Fine, we're going out. Let's go to dinner. We'll hang out and have some drinks, go to the bar. We don't need to go to the club. We go to the bar. We could do that. We could do things together. You know what I mean? I understand that women still need their alone time, and so do men. We want our alone time too. But at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. And I think that's what we look for in women. You know what I mean? We don't want to be in a relationship with a woman that's never going to be there. You know what I mean? The idea of you wanting to be in a relationship and not servicing a relationship makes no sense to us. And there's the same thing with men.
What do you mean? Like, are you talking about the idea that women have that it goes, that's why am I doing that? I don't have a ring yet. That's
such bullshit. That's the part that I don't get. Oh, if you want me to be home, put a ring on my finger. Are you even worth it right now if you got to say some shit like that? That's at the end of the day, that's the end goal. The end goal is to be like, I want you to have my last name, you know? But if you're not doing A, B, and C to earn that, why am I just going to give it to you? You know what I mean?
Well, like, I mean, a lot of women, because we like to have the idea of both, thinking on both ends, right? Mm-hmm. And we understand that, well, I mean, as far as it goes, women do that to protect themselves. The last thing they want to do is put themselves out there, give their all, and it fall flat, or they get used and abused because of it. And we don't mean physically. We mean just like it takes a lot out of a person, men and women, to put themselves out there for a person and give them their all, mm-hmm. and not have it either A, be reciprocated, or B, in general, just appreciated. We all want to be appreciated. You know what I mean? So it is scary. And we all do it. We all have this idea where we're like, yo, I don't want to do too much and blah, blah, blah. I mean, men don't really have that as far as like a requirement from ladies to be like, oh, she's doing too much too fast. When some women do believe that, though, they're like, oh, I'm doing too much. I need to slow down. I need to not do that because, you know, I'm giving too much.
Why is that a problem?
It's not.
No. It's not for us. But why is that a problem in their mental to think that, oh, I'm just
because they don't want to look goofy.
Why? Why? You're in a relationship. That's one act that we do. We want you to look goofy. We want to look goofy. We want you. We don't want the best of you. We want you.
Yeah.
You want to show the best of you when you're working. Be the best of you there. Be the one that wants the promotion, wants this, wants that at work. When you're home, you should be you. You should be able to put your hair down. You should be able to walk around the house with no makeup on. Be the true you. And some of you ladies, and Robbie is probably gonna say right after I'm done, you know, we don't have a woman's perspective, but I don't care. Listen, before I got on the show today,
he's a little riled up.
Me and my brother had a conversation, and I'm ready. I'm up here right now.
He's a little.
I apologize to the audience. I apologize to my subs, our subs, but it's to the point right now that I'm already here, and I'm already going. At the end of the day, we just want you. Okay? We do not care about the makeup. We do not care about the fancy clothes. We do not care about the front that you have to put on to other people. All right? Because I'm going to tell you, Will and Robbie, this is who we are. All right? I'm not changing for no one. I'm going to give you the real me. I'm going to give you the honest, unapologetic me. And that's the same thing you're going to get from him. This is who we are. So I want who you are. The true you. And if I can't get the true you, what are we doing? What are we doing in relationships? What are we doing trying to be Mr. and Mrs. blah, blah, blah? What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to people playing games to protect themselves, to keep themselves whole, so they don't feel like a big piece of them is missing. They don't want to waste all the good stuff on somebody who isn't going to reciprocate it. Completely understandable. But I mean, at the end of the day, if it works out, it worked out because you gave it your all. And if it didn't, you don't want to go to sleep wondering if you could have gave it more, did more. Most people don't want to they don't want to feel like they've let themselves down or gave too much to a person and it just fall flat.
I guess.
That's it. It's scary, but
I guess.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. This society that we live in is so soft, bro. It's not even funny anymore. We're grown men. I'm not looking for anything casual. Just put it like that. And most of you women, that's what y'all look for. Y'all want to start the casual.
Well, let's talk about it. Like, why is it that women only do casual now? And it's because they don't want to have their relationships. Yep. Yeah, it's a guard. It's a defense mechanism.
And that's sad.
But that's why it doesn't get farther than that. I mean,
it's true. You're right.
I mean, I'm not getting wifey material.
Nope.
If I'm not saying that I'm not. I'm just saying that if I wasn't getting wifey material, how would I know to buy into this relationship?
I mean, you could come to his house and clean up his house all day long. That don't make you wifey material. You know what I mean? You could come over here and cook him dinner. That don't make wifey material because there's more than that, just that. You know what I mean?
Well, there's things
there's so much more than all that. That's so much more. So much more. And I don't know, bro. I told you I'm on something right now. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Usually I'm the and not today.
Today he's definitely wound up.
Not today. I should have came on here a little bit better. Relationships are tough. Let's not sugarcoat that. They're not easy. Okay, you got to work on the foundation of a relationship. You got to work on the foundation of getting to the point where you could be like, you know what, I could see myself with this person forever. There's no such thing as a 5 to 10 year plan in a relationship. You know what I mean? You could play that game if you want. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's all you're really going to get is a 5-10 year plan. You just wasted your time. This is not a job. You're not going to get promotions every year. You know what I mean? You got to work at it.
Yeah, relationships now are different. They're more built on like, all right, I like you, you like me. Let's see how long we could ride this wave until it crashes. And then when we start seeing things that we don't like about those person, we call them red flags and we jump ship. I mean, instead of, like I said, building that relationship, go, I don't like that part.
Like, what's the biggest red flag you think right now, Robbie?
In men or women?
Let's go men. I'm going to put our brothers on the line here. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were going to talk about that. But we wanted to have a woman on the panel, but
that's fine. We could go on our end.
We could talk about that. There was these red flags that were posted. Let me see if I could find them. Let me see. Talk for a second.
Yep. So while he's looking, I have a list here, right? So I asked a couple of my friends about, there was a list that was posted on Facebook, right? It was like a list of 5 items, about what women look for in a man. Ladies, arrange these in order of importance, right? So it's a list of 5 things that they look for in a man. Number 1 is the size of a man. Number 2 is money. 3, looks. 4, loyalty. 5, personality, right? So I asked a couple of my friends, because I told them I was going to use this on our next podcast. And I want to see, where your head's at, where you think this list belongs, And I had one of them tell me, and this is what they told me. I have it right here. I'm about to pull it up. Give me a moment. Right here. So one of my friends goes, her thing was number 5, personality. Number 4, loyalty. 3 was looks. 1 was the size. Number 1 was personality. Number 2 was loyalty. 3 was looks. Number 4 was size, and number 5 was money. And I called her out on it. I'm like, okay, if that's what you look for,
That was her.
that was what she put in order. She put personality was number 1 to her.
Red flags or importance?
No, importance.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
importance. You got the red flags. Number 1 was personality,
Mm-hmm.
right? Number 2 was loyalty. Number 3 was looks. Number 4 to her was the size of a man. And number 5 was money.
And you know it was all bullshit.
I had her like, listen, you got to call a spade, and I kind of have that feeling.
I don't even know her, and I know that's not.
You know what I mean? At
true
the end
all.
of the day, that's not the truth. And I'm not saying all women are like this. Maybe this is her truth. Maybe this is what.
Yeah,
she
in a
thinks.
perfect world, we have these certain truths that we would say. Like, there's a lot that we say. Like we were talking about the last episode, that there's things that we say that we want or need or whatever. But in a real world situation, a lot of times people pick their partner based on what other people did say.
Yeah. But let me get to the point. So
Go ahead.
this was hers, right?
Yeah.
So then I asked another one of my friends, and she pretty much gave me the same answers. And I'm like, if this is coming from me, and are they looking for the answers I would give in women, or is this their truth? So I asked other people, put it up, you know what I mean, anonymously, put it up.
Put what up?
This.
Say it.
So the ladies arrange these in order of importance.
Okay.
So I put this up anonymously and see what the answers was. And this is how it went down. You ready?
Yeah.
1 was money.
Yeah.
2 was looks.
Yeah.
Right? 3 was size.
Yeah.
4 was personality.
Mm-hmm.
And the last but not least, which I think is the most important thing you should have in a relationship, loyalty. Loyalty was last on the anonymous list.
Yes, let's talk about it. Let me see that. I'm gonna do the order in a woman's mentality based on my experiences, and it would be 3 would be number 1. Looks would be number 1. Size would be number 2. Personality would be number 3. Number 4 would be money, and then loyalty. Because and no one would agree with me. No, there's not a person watching that's gonna believe that order. But think about the amount of women that we know that has fucked with dudes that are broke and literally won't leave them alone just because of his D size.
I know women that have children with broke motherfuckers.
I know women
and
who,
they still chase them broke motherfuckers.
I know that looks is number 2. Looks is number 1 because women choose men based on how they look physically first. That's why that's number 1. Size is after that because they don't, unless this guy is asking for a relationship, and 9 times out of 10 in the beginning, it's just kind of just like talking. That's the talking stage. You guys just get to know each other. It's based off of how that person looks.
Yep.
And then their dick size.
Yep.
And then eventually it will go into personality, and then money and loyalty.
Loyalty is always, in my opinion, when it comes to this rating, will always be last.
For you?
No. For the people, for some of the women that I know, loyalty would be last. Money will always be either 2 or 3.
Yeah, but money will always be more important than loyalty
and personality
to like new age women. Basically. Yeah, we're not talking about every woman. We're talking about these specific new new era of dating that women are on that kind of have this idea that money is more important than anything else because in order for a man to even get close to them, they need to make certain amount.
Nobody anymore wants protection. Nobody wants loyalty. Nobody wants respect. They don't want that man to protect them anymore. Back maybe in the 80s, 90s, that's how it was.
Well, we have a lot of women now that have certain social media popularity. So a man having money and looking good, it will make other women envious. It makes them look good. So loyalty and all that stuff really doesn't matter to some people.
No.
And like I said, this is all jumbled up and is going to come off so messed up today because, our experience is going to be way different than how women care more about the why more than the action. It'll be like, oh, such and such did this, but why? Like, what drove them? What can we understand about why that person did what they did versus that person did what they did and they need to be held accountable. That's it.
Yeah.
And these girls are really picking men based on, you know, how they look and instead of their character.
And the funny part is the looks that you pick, and I'm not saying that the guys that you picked are ugly looking, you know, they good looking dudes. We're good looking men out here. So, you know, I'm not saying that the guys that you ladies pick are some slouches. They're good looking men. But if that's all you're seeing, you know what I mean? Compared to, you know, what is their status in life, you know, and I'm not talking about status. I'm not talking about you line 10 men up and their number 2 looks, they're the second best looking man in that group or the first. I'm talking about status, where they work at, what they bring to the table, things like that. If you can't see that and all you're looking at is looks, I mean, looks is going to be always number one. And we're not going to sit here and say we look for loyalty and respect first. No, I'm not going to lie. We do look at looks, but then there's got to be more than just looks. You know, the conversation's got to hold up, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to hold the conversation. You know, that's my biggest thing. Can you hold the conversation? You know, if it's always, let's just text. I'm like, dude, what? Like, I would love to hear your voice.
It's a different generation.
I would love to, you know, talk to you over the phone. Let's go hang out. Let's go do something. If there's always an excuse when it comes to those little things, I feel like I'm wasting my time. It should be the same thing for a woman. If you want to really know somebody, right? You're not going to know somebody with 150 characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not how you meet people nowadays. And I think that the way of, I feel like social media, these reality shows, they've all have y'all like clouded to where this is not how real world is. And it just boggles my mind. Like, what are y'all really thinking? Like, listen, I've been in long-term relationships. I've been in short-term relationships, and it always comes out the same. What does
it come down to?
It's, I want this. I want this. And when they tell you what they want, it's not real. It's not reality.
No.
You're not going to find your Prince Charming from a reality show. You're not going to, The Bachelor is fake. We all know this. These shows out here are all fake. This is entertainment.
So what I'm going to say is this. There's a lot of things that are being shared on social media that's giving women advice about what to look out for when it comes to finding interest in a partner. Mm-hmm. And what upsets me is that a lot of the stuff that they say to run away from aren't necessarily red flags until you paint it that way. You get what I'm saying? So I saw this list of it, and somebody posted it. It goes, 10 red flags in men. And it said, written by a man who's tired of the bull. So number 1 was, listens to Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate, or Red Pill podcast. And what Red Pill podcast, for people who don't know what it is, it was essentially made to help men protect themselves from gold diggers or women that don't have loyalty or don't hold themselves to a certain respect, or really is just in it for their own self-gratification. Yep. It's all about what they can get in a relationship and protecting themselves from ever getting taken advantage by a man. And a lot of men in this new age have taken a lot of advice from women about what they want and what they wanted, and were essentially led to believe that, you know, certain qualities of a man qualifies them for a high value woman. Mm-hmm. And that value was based on providing, which are based in reality, which are based in facts. Yeah. But what happens is sometimes with everything, it always starts as something that was genuine and then goes so far left because people take advantage of it.
Correct.
So it got to the point where other men had to step in and go, hold up. Like, if you want to be a high value man and you want to be a man that gets the girl of your dreams or the girl that you really want, you're going to have to bring certain characteristics to the table. Okay. So they created that, and then they gave men, once they did get to that point, what to look out for from women who would take advantage or exploit that thing. Mm-hmm. So that red pill podcasting was essentially meant to be a good thing, but women didn't like that they were getting aired out on there. So
Yep.
now that's a red flag for you to see a man who gets taught, yo, bro, if you want a good woman, you're going to have to be a good man. You're going to need to know that you're going to have to provide us certain things, because there's other men out there who are competing for that beautiful woman too, and can probably provide them the lifestyle that they deserve and want. And if they're good women, it's going to be very hard for you to obtain the woman of your dreams and maintain being in a relationship with the woman of your dream when you're in a constant circle of access to the grass being greener on the other side.
Yep.
Other men that are like, well, I have this.
Yep.
I have a nicer car. I have a better job. I have more places I can take you. I have more experiences to share with you. Why would you want to be with him? Yeah, the loyalty is there, but don't you want to see what it's like to be on this side?
And how long does that last?
It doesn't last. It doesn't last because these men use these flexes as ways to get into women's heads.
No, into their pants.
Into their pants.
Don't say heads.
It's the pants. You're right.
Yeah, it's their pants.
That was the first red flag.
Yep.
Listens to Red Pill podcast.
But again, they fall for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on.
But that's why. Two
to
is they demand submission from a man, but doesn't lead with love, vision, or stability. Listen, I'm going to tell you now that a hard-headed woman wrote this. Because if a woman loves and respects a man to the point where she even picked him as a partner, she's going to feel safe enough with him to let him lead and be the man that he needs to be in a relationship. And I've said it before, don't pick a man based on what he offers you. Pick a man based on his values.
Yep.
That's it. And 3, I'm going to go on to 3.
Yep, go ahead.
Which makes no sense to me, but the third red flag refers to women as females.
I don't get it.
Doesn't make sense. This is how I know that this was not written by a man. 4, believes men are supposed to cheat and women are supposed to stay loyal. No real man out here believes that. Men are supposed to cheat and women are supposed to stay loyal. No.
No. Tell me who it's written by again.
It says written by a man who's tired of the bull.
Yeah, it's written by a woman that's tired of the bull.
No, this is a woman who can't compete. I know that this was written by a woman who can't.
Give me that last one more time.
Believes men are supposed to cheat and women are supposed to stay loyal.
Bullshit. Next one.
But I want to get into this fourth one because
we get into this fourth one. We'll be here for an hour.
Men are supposed to cheat and women are supposed to stay loyal. Look, I'm going to say this. On these Red Pill podcasts, they don't say that, but they do say men and women cheat differently. Men and women cheat differently. And this is a hot take. This is going to be one of those moments where we kind of get like rock things a little bit. But and the idea that men and women cheat differently, women will keep a man on the back burner for the entirety of a relationship. Mm-hmm. She'll pop in, say hi. She'll know where that line is. She won't cross it. She won't.
Nope.
She won't cross it. She won't see him. She won't spend time with him. She won't hang out with him.
But she will ask how your day is going.
Yeah, how you been? How's everything? Just keeping up, whatever. And you know, depending on how the conversation goes, she'll know when to leave it.
Yep. I was in one of those conversations a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. I was in one of those conversations a couple of weeks ago.
And it's been a long time.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
Over 20 years. And I was in a company. All I wanted was just how's everything? How's everything going? I haven't talked to her in so long. That's the way my convo went. Her convo went a little bit differently.
How did it go?
I don't want.
You say it because I mean the thing is a lot of times we get looked at as a certain kind of person.
I don't know,
and
I reached out.
Yeah, not
for nothing more than just try to bury a hatchet. That was my biggest thing. It was with somebody that I was with a long time ago. I just wanted to bury that way it ended. It was not great. It was not good. And I just wanted to bury the hatchet. Conversation was flowing. It was going good. And then all of a sudden, she brings up, the time we, we first time we had sex, and I'm like, she brought it up, and I'm like, what we were doing before that. I wasn't saying what we were doing while we were doing it. I was saying before that, like what we were watching, things like that. And next text after I said that was, I'm married, right? What? I'm not even crossing the line.
But that's how it goes.
I'm not even crossing the line. It was a blatant, do you know what we were doing before that?
Yeah.
And it was, next text is, I'm married, right? I had nothing to do with that.
Like I said, men and women cheat differently. What she did wasn't cheating in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
Just conversation. And women cheat in the ways of giving their body up. Like, that's just 1,000% we agree. Like, that loyalty, that physical loyalty, that's what it means by women are supposed to stay loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that we are supposed to cheat.
Mm-mm.
When we give our time, money,
resources, and the biggest part is our time, because let's be honest, there's not enough time in a day to give up our time. But when we do give up our time and we give it up to a female, I'm sorry, was that number 3?
Female. Oh, you're a red flag.
I'm a red flag because I said female. Oh my God.
A woman, a lady, a girl.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I got flack for saying girl.
The XX chromosome.
I was talking about girl. I wasn't talking about women. We're 9 times out of 10, we're not talking about women on this podcast. We're not talking about real women. We're not talking about women.
We're talking about
value
children.
relationships.
We're talking about girls, girls.
We're talking about that niche.
We're talking about that. A woman is going to be a woman. A real woman is going to take care of themselves, their man, their family. A girl takes care of herself and herself only.
They say that a man will sacrifice his happiness for his family, and a woman will sacrifice her family for her happiness.
1,000%. And I don't care if you disagree with that all of y'all could disagree with that. I don't care. Men, women, I don't care. Those are facts. Those are facts.
New age women. We're talking about the new age.
I haven't been with my kid's mother. I haven't been with her since I would say 2012. Yeah, 2014 was the last time we were really together. So over 10 years, right? And we have 3 kids together. I take care of that woman. I take care of my kids. I sacrifice my happiness to make sure my children and even their mother is taken care of.
It's your responsibility.
That's right.
It's your duty.
As a man. Give me the next one, bro.
The next one. I'm going to skip. Oh, well, no, I'll say them. 5 is wants a soft woman, but keeps giving her hard times. Don't get it. I know a man never wrote that because, nah. Calls women gold diggers, but has no gold. Is number 6. Ridiculous. An uneducated person wrote this. I guarantee it.
Oh, no.
Number 7. Thinks marriage is a trap for men, but still wants a woman to serve, cook, stay loyal, and never ask for commitment. Wants her to never ask for commitment.
Listen, I'm gonna build on that one real quick.
Go ahead. We're here.
I've been engaged twice. Okay, 2 times. Once with my kid's mother, and the other time right out of high school. It was with the woman the one I was with for 5 years. We got our place together and everything. The first one really destroyed me. So I had my doubts with getting engaged again, but then I met my kid's mother, and I thought everything was fine, everything was going good, and then she did some real shady shit.
Just say it.
Bro, I don't know. All right, I'll bring it. So we went to go visit a friend in Jersey, right? I booked the hotel, the plane, all that shit. Booked it, everything. We only had at the time, our first daughter. and we went to Jersey. We went with her sister-in-law. We were just chilling, went to do some shit, and then all of a sudden, she leaves. Oh, I'm gonna go visit my friend, blah, blah, blah. She works here, so she goes there. Come to find out, she went and visited her ex-boyfriend while in Jersey. Right? I found this out a little while later. I didn't find this out right there, but I found out a little while later. Yeah, I mean, I was engaged with her then. Yeah, call that shit off. Call it off quickly. Like, listen, I'm spending this money. Like, I'm spending my hard-earned money so we can have a good time, and I get the shit end of the stick. You know what I mean? And, you know, I looked at every relationship after that, and this was the woman that I wanted to spend my life with. And I looked at every relationship after that, like, what do you want from me? Like, what are you looking for from me? And if I don't provide that, where am I gonna be?
I don't know.
Like, I'm gonna waste all these years, all this time, for what? And that's the way I looked at a lot of relationships after that, you know. And I put a lot of that hurt into my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, listen, she's not as innocent as she thinks she is, or people might have assumed that, hey, it was all my fault. I'm not. Listen, there's a lot of shit we did to each other that fucked up our relationship, and I'm not talking about just recently. I mean, we were together for almost 7, and there was a lot of things, a lot of moving parts that really fucked up the relationship. You know what I mean? You know, the ins and out of boy dads. All right, not men dads, boy dads.
Yeah.
Her not knowing where she wants, what she wanted in a relationship. Me not going to put her first because I have children. My children come first. It's just the way it goes. My kids are always going to come first. If a woman can't respect that, then what am I doing here? Me spending money and it was never enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't have much and it was all on me, which is fine as long as you do your motherly things, which she did. She's a great mom. Never going to take that away from her. You feel what I'm saying? She's a good mom. You know, kids love her, all that shit. Even my kids. Even till this day, she conversates with my middle child all the time. You know what I mean? She loves the shit out of my middle child. Asks her how she's doing. You know, she used to go to all her games. She was there for her. And I can never take that away from my child, and I can never take that away from her. She's a great woman. You know what I mean? She was very motherly. But when it came to relationships, she fell flat. And I'm not going to say I didn't fall flat too. I fell flat. But at the same time, I couldn't see myself marrying her. Right? Because that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself marrying her because there was just so much flags on her end, red flags on her end and in my end. And it just didn't work out. Like, I wish nothing but the best for her. I tell her, I tell people all the time, she was probably my favorite one.
Probably but it's crazy that you say that. It's crazy that you can say that. And I know on the receiving end, a lot of people are like, oh, what does he mean? Probably. Most women would never be like, he was a good guy. It just didn't work out. They would never say that. They would never say that. It just wouldn't happen. So you're literally saying that, out of everybody that you've ever dated, she was probably your favorite one. It doesn't mean that she was the best one.
No, she was my favorite one. She was my favorite one. And when it comes down to it, it wasn't about the intimacy in the bedroom. It wasn't about this. She made me laugh. She made me laugh like nobody else made me laugh. And I'm not talking about the stupid shit she used to do that men look at it like, damn, you really did that? And that, no. I'm talking about made me laugh. We would sit down, conversate, and laugh to the point like we're crying, laugh. Like, she was the best when it came to that. And
let me just say this, because this stuff is the stuff that gets overlooked. That is what's important to us. Like, I'm to a lot of people, I'm funny. Like, I'm a funny.
You are, and you're funny looking too.
I'm funny though. That's the thing. And for me, like, that is such a characteristic I look for in a person. Somebody who is so comfortable with you that they can just be silly. oh man, that outweighs how you look. That outweighs what your job is. That outweighs us having things in common. Us just being able to share that connection and just laugh. Very rare that I get somebody who can make me laugh.
Yeah, man, that's so. It's
It's
such a
so
rare. It's
we,
so
we
rare.
need to talk about that stuff, man. This is the stuff
Oh,
we have a
man.
podcast for. It's like we really need, and if women could take these notes from us as men and go, you know what? Even if you do have a man at home or whatever, if you're listening to this and you're thinking about your partner right now and you're thinking about all those memories, that's what's gonna bring that fire back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's that matters, not whether or not he took the trash out. Not whether or not, he's paying all your bills and providing for you. Like, do you have that with your partner?
It's not that Florida trip or that cruise trip. Isn't that means shit? That means nothing.
Or when you're on that trip, literally nothing else exists. It don't matter if you guys had enough money or if he packed what he said he was going to pack and then forgot, and then how things were on the plane and that you guys had to pay for the luggage and all that stuff, and you're mad at him about, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you didn't prepare well enough. None of that matters. What matters is, can you sit down with your person and like do nothing with them and enjoy that?
Oh, those are the best times.
Those
man.
are the best times.
That's the best times. That's the times where like that was the most enjoyable time for me. You know what I mean? Let's put on a game show and let's watch that and let's, and then after a while we used to get the whole family involved in it. Like, come downstairs, the show is about to start.
Yeah.
And we would write down our answers and then we'd turn it around, and then for an hour we were doing this. Every week we would do this. Like, this is the shit that gets lost in translation.
It does.
You forget about those things. You forget about those moments. You forget about, a couple of weeks ago when we were just sitting there and we were reading, ad libs and just laughing or playing this game with the kids, and he got upset and he started crying and we laughing at him because it's hilarious that he's upset at a game that means absolutely nothing.
I know the kids.
What I'm saying?
I know.
So it's like those parts right there. We as a couple, we as men and women forget about. Like, all we were like, you don't remember that, but you will remember me not leaving a good tip for the waitress, or we couldn't get you that steak, so we had to get chicken, or this or that. But that's what it's like.
That's what's important. The things that aren't important are important.
And it boggles my mind. And and it's okay. So, you know what I mean? That's the way some people were raised.
Yeah.
That's the way that you operate. And if that's the way you operate, cool, man. I hope you find the next motherfucker that's gonna do that for you. And I hope you find the next woman that's gonna do that for you. That's great.
All of that stuff fades, man.
All shit means nothing, man. I used to love watching the kids smile, laughing. My kids smile, laughing. You know what I mean? Having them conversations, hard conversations, yo, you need to take care of him because he's not listening to me. And when I do it, it's like a pat on the back or like a shoulder rub, like, thank you. You know what I mean? You don't remember those. All you remember is, I didn't have enough money to put gas in the car, so we couldn't go. You know what I mean? It's like,
I got in the car and there was no gas in it. How dare you? Now you don't love me because of it. Like, what? I would literally...
but you know what? It's cool. I mean, some people are just the way they are, and there's nothing you could do about it.
I just want to say this, though. This is really why I wanted to do a podcast, is to give and bring back these important things that we overlook, because everything is so oversaturated with what to look out for. Like, look out for a red flag here. Look out for a red flag there. Oh, if he isn't doing this, if he doesn't text you early in the morning and say good morning every day, that means he doesn't care. It doesn't mean that. Quality over quantity. Yeah, you have 1,000 guys hitting you up talking about good morning, beautiful, but you don't know how many other people he's saying that to.
I can tell you right now, you're probably the 8th text he sent out. I'm just gonna be 100 with y'all. You're the 8th.
The 8th.
You're the 8th out of like 30. Remember, he was up at 6:30 in the morning getting ready. Listen, there's gonna be that one day he's gonna send a group of 30 girls a good morning text, and it's all gonna pop up on your phone. Like, who is this number that's saying he's saying good morning to me? But there's like 30 other people on here that he's saying good morning to.
I've learned, oh my God, bro. I did not think that was a thing. Well, I mean, I knew it was a thing. Let me not act like I'm fucking naive. No, I just didn't realize that, how often that happens.
Oh, it's
like how often it happens
bad,
because,
bro.
And then I've been stuck in the whole the grunt of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, nah, bro. I get up, I'm just different. I'm just different. My priorities are different. What drives me is different, and I'm constantly feeling like I'm a race against time. So I got to do the things that are important to me to keep my mental health high.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I got to stay healthy. And with that, I mean, I got to learn, I got to read, I got to do things, I got to work out. I have to go to therapy. I have to, there's certain things that like I need to be complete for my partner. I have a daughter that I'm raising full time. And it's really important for me to learn all the skills that I need to pass on to her. I have to be both parents a lot of time. And it's hard to want something so heavy like a relationship and know how important it is to me and then have to sacrifice that because, it's not just about me anymore.
No, I mean, when you're a single parent and you have a daughter, especially a daughter, man, it's very hard raising as a man to raise a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very hard. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's very hard. But at the end of the day, you have to teach her the tools and the trades of how a man should treat women, and not every woman you're going to be with. You understand what I'm saying? So, because she's going to see a revolving door of women walking in like, hey, you know what I mean? And that's not what, no, hell no.
And it's not to say that I don't want a relationship.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But I just understand that it's not just about me. And if I am with somebody, that is a choice that I made for me. And I can't blend the two like right away. Like I can't just decide, oh, I want a relationship and it's all about me. Let me go get a relationship with somebody and either put my responsibilities on the back burner to build a life with somebody else. But more than anything, just these are two separate lives. I'm a father over here, and then I'm a partner over here. And in order to have that, there's certain things that I need to know that person has for me that isn't just going to come into my life, assess me, and decide whether or not I'm worthy, and then leave if not. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot to it. So I'm patient, and sometimes people don't like that. Sometimes people think I take too long, but I would rather take too long to build something that's really strong than not care about who I bulldoze over in the process of me getting what I want. And I'm not doing it.
No. So I just want to say thank you for our subs again.
Thank you, guys.
I want to say thank you for the comments that we get and the feedback. I know this episode was a little bit raw, but this is the way we do it, and I just want to thank you guys again. We'll be back next week. It's gonna be a different subject. This one I feel was a great one. I love this one. Yeah, this one was a good. It showed our passion for what we're looking for and what other people are looking for. So I'm hoping that it helped. I'm hoping it helped in regards to relationships. I hope it helped in regards to somebody thinking about maybe I want to be in the relationship with this person. Let me see how it would work out. So I hope this one helped. Again, if you haven't, please do subscribe, comment, like. I want to say thank you all again, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. And before we go, if you guys want to be on the podcast, please, we need women panelists. We need people on the panel. So if you're a woman who's been wanting to start a podcast or just has a lot of opinions when it comes to this, whether or not we agree, we are not here to agree with anybody. So we're here to just share our experiences and talk to people. So if you want to and when, just send a DM to me or Will, and we'll have you guys come out and say your piece. Even if you have a long list of things, we want to see it. So
see you next time.